What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. Listen, this is gonna be your review of Bad Boys Club season Los Angeles season 1, episode 1. This show is a hot buttered pile of mess. Honey, let's get into this thing. Let me get to my notes. So it's supposed to be the top 10 bad boys in LA, in the country, whatever. Let's talk about who we have, child. So we have Karan Franklin, who is the son of Kirk Franklin. We were introduced to Karan, I believe last year, the year before last, when a tape leaked in which Kirk Franklin was cussing his ass out. Okay, and then we then got information, later on about their relationship being tumultuous, for a long time, and a lot of things going on, and we may get more into that. But let me be honest with you. At this point, I actually like Karan. He has a very good personality. He's very he's funny. His confessionals are funny. I'm feeling him. Then we have Anthony Uncensored. He is a club owner, club promoter, and he is from Texas. Curtis is from New York. He's a rapper. Dylan is from Tennessee, and he is a party promoter. And he was so funny because he is from like some town in Tennessee that ain't nobody heard of. He talking about some, I'm like the #1 party promoter in my city. Out of a population of what, Dylan? Out of a population of what? And Dylan is talking about where the hoes at. Because he like all the women. Then we have Milan Christopher. Child, we know Milan Christopher from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. He was really big on the ballroom scene, Yeah. Then we have Moolah Mo. Moolah Mo is from New York. Now, he has a whole lot of stuff going on. He is an entrepreneur. He owns a radio station, a clothing line, a car dealership. He's a rapper too. Now, his clothing line, I'm going to be honest with you, you might want to be careful with that clothing line because your logo, it looks very close to the Money Team logo, which is Floyd Mayweather. I'm just saying, you might want to look at that logo again. That's all I'm going to say about that. Then we have Darrell, Mr. Where the Money Resides, right? We know him. He went viral. He's from Baton Rouge. William the Baddest is a white, gay LA rapper. Okay. We got Gutter K from Flint, Michigan. Gutter is also look like a social media, went viral for doing silly social media shit, child. Now, Gutter is androgynous. I'm going to say androgynous because at one point they tried to nail him down to, are you trans? What are you? And he was like, I ain't trans. He didn't say trans. He said the word that I'm not going to say. He said, I'm just who I am. Like some days, I'm going to give you sweatsuit, and sneakers, and other days I'm gonna give you braids and makeup. Like it just depends on how I feel. So I'm gonna say that what do they call I say androgynous, but maybe that's not the proper word. Maybe pansexual. I don't know, but yeah. And then of course we have Andrew Caldwell, Mr. Delivered. So we have, at the beginning of this episode, we have 2 photo shoots. Now we have the first photo shoot, which is the one in the trailer where we saw them getting out of the cars and walking up and all that good stuff. And Milan and Andrew Caldwell get into an argument there. They're going back and forth, and they are, I don't know what they arguing about, but of course Andrew always, I'm the star, I'm this, I'm that, y'all are low budget, I got class, you don't have none, that kind of thing. Then they have another photo shoot the next day where they're doing like their green screens, and they're doing like the solo promo pictures and stuff. And Andrew gets into it there again. And this time he's using racial slurs at people. He's calling people, homophobic slurs and just all kinds of stuff. And he basically rubbed everybody the wrong way to the point where Milan Christopher was running around set looking for him because he was going to whoop his ass. Now, they got him out of there. Security got him out of there so that, he would be, he wouldn't get hurt. So the next day is when they meet up to get on the bus to head to the house. And we see Natalie Nunn, who is a creative and executive producer of the show, former bad girl. She's getting her makeup and stuff done. And she's at the house waiting for the guys to show up. And we find out that Andrew didn't get on the bus. So they don't know if Andrew is going to still do the show or not. But basically, the producer was like, he ain't on the bus, he ain't doing the show. Like, if he ain't on the bus, he ain't coming. So the bus ride to the house was a lot. First of all, everybody had, well, not everybody, but people had drinks. So you already know people had already started drinking before they even got on the bus. So the first conversation we had was, we want to know who gave who straight. Well, we know for a fact that Moolah Mo made it very clear that he was straight and he don't have no interest in the whole gay thing. Not my words. And basically, y'all stay the hell away from me with that. I believe Curtis is also straight. But when it got to Karan wouldn't give a straight answer. No pun intended. Karan was just like, listen, I'm just saying, I might have had some drunken nights. Things happen in the dark. But he wouldn't say that he's bisexual or that he was gay. He just wouldn't commit one way or the other. So, of course, everybody's kind of giving him the side eye like, And, of course, that made Mo a little bit more comfortable. Mo seems to be very uncomfortable being in the company of gay men. But we'll get back to that. So that was that conversation. Then it was, well, who would you sleep with on the bus? So Milan says, everybody here is not straight. But if everybody was straight, everybody's not here is not gay. But if everybody was gay, then, I think Mo was cute. And, of course, that made Mo even more uncomfortable because he was already uncomfortable with the whole situation. And this did not help at all. Then, they got to talking about Dylan and William, who are the only two white boys on the show. And so, of course, it was, well, I heard, so somebody, I forgot who it was, child now, was stirring the pot, talking about something. Well, William, I heard you was talking shit about Dylan. So Dylan and William got to arguing on the bus. And I feel like that was the majority of the bus ride. On their way off the bus, Dylan throws his drink on William, which of course turned a situation into a bigger situation. Now, Mr. Where the Money Resides, Darrell, as he is getting off the bus, his ass is so drunk, he falls. But he does it so elegantly that I don't think people realize that he fell his ass. He said it in his confessional, but in real time, I don't think people realize that he fell for real, because he tried to pretend like he was so like, oh my gosh, I'm going to faint. He threw the drink on him. Everybody was being rowdy. But no. So then William and Dylan, they still arguing, and Darrell says, y'all need to fight. Y'all got 5 seconds to fight, or I'm going to beat both of y'all up. Where they do that at? Now, I've definitely heard a situation where if you fight, don't walk away from a fight, or I'm going to whoop your ass. Like, I've heard parents tell their kids that kind of thing. But if the two people that were going to fight decide they don't want to fight, how you going to tell them you got 5 seconds to throw a punch, or I'm going to beat both y'all ass? So, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they were fighting the air. And in the words of Anthony, he said, what the air do to them? Because that is all they were doing. They were throwing punches and nothing was landing. Nothing was landing. Nothing. It was almost like they was closing their eyes and hoping to hit something. So Darrell decides, oh, nah, that's bullshit. If you're not going to fight, then I'm fighting. And he proceeds to go and fight Dylan. And he ends up running Dylan into a bush, and Dylan done fell, and then they had to come and get security. And so everybody was like, yo, that's messed up. Like, they were cool. Like, they had decided they didn't really want to fight. How you gonna make them fight, and why are you fighting with them? So, of course, everybody comes out. Natalie comes out, and they're like, what is wrong with you? Like, we just got here. Why y'all fighting already? And she's, like, basically chastising them. Now, Rail's thing is, I know you're not Miss Bad Girl herself. Like, you literally made your career off of doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And on top of that, you created this whole show specifically so we could do what we doing. Like, don't be looking at me like you mad that I'm getting this set off. So in Rail's drunk mind, what he heard was that was messed up that you hit Dylan, but you didn't hit William. He was like, oh, okay. So you want me to do to William what I did to Dylan, so that would be fair and it would balance out. So then he proceeds to fight William, and again, William can't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Okay, he cannot. Okay, so now everybody is looking at Rail because they're like, okay, now it looks like you just being a bully. Now it just seems like you are being a bully, because why are you fighting these people who don't have no, like, you have no beef with them. They didn't really have no beef with each other, but at least they were arguing about something. You basically just fought them because you could, and it was a bully move. They ended up, this man was so drunk and he kept trying to fight. They ended up having to put his ass back on the van, well, the Sprinter, and close the door to keep him from continuing to fight. Which, of course, he didn't care nothing about because he was so drunk at that point, he could care less, okay? He talking about something. He laying on the ground with security on top of him asking for his drink. I don't know, Real. I thought you was going to be fun. I remember Where the Money Resides, and I follow you on TikTok and stuff. I thought you was going to be fun. But I'm not here for this. I thought that was a bit much. Now, the main person talking about he a bully is Mr. Milan Christopher himself. Now, we're going to get back to Mr. Milan. No, actually, we not. We're going to go ahead and go there now. Milan, I thought that was very hypocritical of you to be calling Rail a damn bully. And when they went in the house to get their rooms, Anthony went into the master, because of course y'all know they gotta mix it up. So some of the rooms have double beds, is a master bedroom, and so Milan was like, "Oh, that's my room, that's my room." But boo, you didn't get there first. You know how this works. Y'all run in the house, everybody runs to the room they want, and whoever get there first, that's it, that's all. He was there first. And then you came in and basically, then you fought that man over the room. Now you being a bully, Milan. You being a bully. Because you ain't had no reason to go after that man and start fighting that man. But he got your damn chain. He was like, you might get the room, but I got your chain. Come back and get it. I said, oh. Okay. So, then we had Mo. He found a room, and of course, he doesn't want to risk sharing a room with anybody that's gay. So when Anthony came in there and what's his name, Gutter came in there, he was uncomfortable with them even being in his bedroom, and they were like, "What is wrong with you? Like, it don't rub off. Like, we just in here chilling. Like, what's the issue? I don't really want nobody in here except for Curtis. I don't really want nobody in here." And it was just like, okay, now Houston, we might have a problem. Then Gutter finds a room like kind of off to the side, and here come Karan. Well, they get to flirting a little bit. Now, listen, Karan, be who you gonna be, booby. I'm not mad at you. I ain't passing no judgment on you, and I get all of that. But it did look like they was flirting a little bit, didn't it? It did. It did. Now, while all of this is going on, production done went to look for Andrew because they want to know where Andrew is and why Andrew ain't show up. They done found him down to the airport. Now, I don't know how they found him, and he didn't know how they found him either, because he was like, why y'all here? Why did y'all find me? I mean, how did y'all find me? Well, they were like, we just want to know what the problem is because you tried to cash the check. He said, that was yesterday. This is today. Okay, but yesterday you tried to cash the check, and you didn't show up today. Now, I noticed they said tried to cash the check, so it sounds to me like Zeus put a kibosh on that until they knew whether he was going to show up or not. But he got on the plane and left, child. He ain't going to do the show. So listen, put a pin in that. Let's go back to Mr. Andrew Caldwell versus Zeus Network that I reported on last week about who was really going to be on this show. It sounds to me like Andrew was telling the truth. Unless we get a surprise visit later on in the season, Andrew was telling the truth. He said he did the photo shoot and that is it. He said they don't have no footage of me in that house. I never stepped foot in that house. I didn't get kicked out of no house because I was never in the house. Well, based on this episode, Andrew's telling the truth, y'all. Again, we have a long season ahead of us, and he may have decided to bring his happy ass back, especially if you want to cash that check. I'm just saying. So, so Rail, Dylan, and William pulled they went off to the side to try to have a talk and clear the air a little bit. I don't know if the air got cleared or not, because Real was like, listen, I'm about to go find my room. Like, I don't have no beef with y'all. It is what it is. I'm about to go find my room. Dylan, and after all of this, Dylan and William end up getting a room together. Now make that make sense. I think that might be a little bit of look. We the only white boys in this house. We need to stick together. We don't need to be fighting. I'm just saying. But that was pretty much the first episode. We got ready at the end, and they was Milan was like, they were, Natalie was talking to them after they were talking about how Andrew wasn't coming, and Milan was like, well, she says, anything else y'all need to get off your chest? And he was like, well, I do feel like I need to get something off my chest. I still feel like that was a bitch move that Darrell did earlier today, and I still feel some kind of way about it. And then he proceeds to turn around and throw his drink on Rail, and that's where we left off. So we done had 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 fights in this first episode. Whew, honey. Y'all let me know what y'all think, child. Drop it in them comments. Peace.